Hello and welcome to the class, students. So, in the subject pedagogy of a school subject history, we are going to study today another teaching strategy which is very interesting in teaching history, that is storytelling teaching strategy. And the learning objectives for this kind of method is to understand the importance of storytelling teaching method, to learn the various ways in which we can present effective storytelling teaching strategy, and also develop qualities of a good storyteller. So not all teachers can be a good storyteller, but they can certain develop qualities in them so that they can become a good storyteller, have some qualities so that they can grab attention of their audience. So what is storytelling? As we all know that stories are very interesting part, and in if we talk about the stories, we have all have heard stories in our childhood. So there are so many diverse, wonderful, and sometimes overwhelming ways to do this. So it is a kind of a social and cultural activity of sharing different kind of experiences with improvisation, embellishment, with examples, analogies, illustrations, and various methods. So stories or narratives have been shared in every culture as means of entertainment, education, cultural preservation, instilling moral values. So this is a very important part of our life. It is an art of using language, vocalization, physical movement, and gestures to reveal the elements and images of a story to a specific live audience. So maybe we can say perhaps storytelling was the reason language developed in the first place. As our minds begin to inquire, wonder, think, now a question comes into our mind: why do we tell stories? Why storytelling? So educators have long known that the arts can contribute to student academic success and emotional well-being. This storytelling is a very ancient art and especially well suited for student exploration. So it becomes, if it is told with great emotions and it is interesting, then the student will definitely take interest in it. No special equipment beyond the imagination and the power of listening and speaking is needed to create artistic images. Because in the subject history we can see that most of the things which we as a teacher teach our students, those are just based on imagination. What would have happened at that time? How would have happened at that time? What were the reasons? Or what were the circumstances at that time? So there are various events which we go through in history, and um storytelling is one of the method which is a very important part of history teaching. Without this you cannot convey the difficult parts, the difficult events, the difficult dates, various events which took place to the students. So as a learning tool, storytelling can encourage students to explore their unique expressiveness and can heighten a student's ability to communicate thoughts and feelings in an articulate and a very lucid manner. So it is the oldest form of teaching. It bonded the early human communities. It gives answers to various questions. What is life? What has happened earlier? What is going to happen in future? So stories define us, shape us, control us, and make us. So not every human culture in the world is literate, but every single culture tells stories. So this is what the beauty of storytelling teaching method is. So it is said that the art of bringing a story to life is through the inflection in one's voice, rhythm, facial expressions, hands and body movement, that is the gestures. So there is a hidden power behind every story. Science, by its own definition, doesn't give us meaning. but it just provides us with facts. So our lives gain meaning only when we tell our story. So whatever subject is being taught by the teacher, a story can be used, a storytelling method technique can be used as and when required by the teacher during that time period. For example, if we are talking about simple, the rule and the regulations of the administration which were taking place earlier in Maurya dynasty, and if we prepare a proper timeline, if we give the characters, we go through the characters which we have to tell at that time, who were the rulers of the Maurya dynasty, what were the reasons responsible, so all this should be imbibed in a story, and this will definitely influence your students, and they will not run away from history, and they will try to find out more about the events which you have told to them in their class. So by nature, we can see that the children are very fond of stories. So children have genuine interest in listening to stories. So history was originally presented in stories, and it is felt that students, particularly at early school stage, we can say, should be taught history through a series of stories only. And this we do also in various subjects in our curriculum. We find various short stories in Hindi subject, in English subject, in social science. So there we try to tell every event, every concept of our curriculum with the help of stories, so that the students take genuine interest in them. So stories can give them immense pleasure, extend their imagination, and develop their creative powers. So there are mainly three types of stories. So a teacher is the main role in while reciting a story, while narrating a story. So he or she has to be, well versed with the events or the things which they have tried to reveal among their audience. So there are three types of stories, like true stories, myths, and legends. So what are true stories? They are based on real facts, figures, okay, and such stories are interesting presentation of the actual events and activities of the great personalities who have, we have just only heard their names, but the stories related to them, like we are going to tell them a story about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, what kind of difficulties he faced, and how by uh, under the rule of Britishers, how he found out that they have to be free, their mind has to be free, how certain events took place, and how he fought for the independence of the country, what was his role. So the series of events can be told in the form of stories. So such stories are interesting presentation of the actual events and the activities which were done by the great personalities. So these stories are the sources of history and contribute greatly to the teaching of history. Now, with true stories, there are myths also. So these are purely imaginary stories and have no historical basis. Like we have seen the movie Mughal-e-Azam, and in that we have heard the story of Salim and Anarkali. But these are, purely imaginary stories. There is another story related to Rani Padmavati, that how the ruler came to know about Padmavati through a parrot. So this is purely imaginary stories written by the authors of that times. So sometimes they can be fairy tales or something supernatural with supernatural elements. So since these stories have no truth, so these cannot be used for teaching history. So this must be kept in mind of the history teacher. Then there are legends. So these kind of stories are in between true stories and myths. So these stories have certain elements of truth, and the incidents narrated in the myths are not true, nor are the details are accurate. Since these stories are generally interesting, So legends can be used for teaching history in a lively manner. So thus the stories are the rich sources of history and are interesting. History is taught to the student through the stories with much satisfactory result. It has been seen in the research also. So however, truth cannot be sacrificed for the sake of teaching history interestingly. So this must be taken care by the teachers, that just to tell stories, they cannot sacrifice the truth. Hence, the true stories or the stories having elements of truth can be utilized for teaching history. So, it is therefore imperative to select suitable stories for the purpose. So, this is very important. So, teachers can be good storytellers, and storytellers, have been teachers also. So, it is an art, and this method is a skillful teaching process. Success in this method mostly depends on the competence of the teacher. Both selection of suitable stories and their presentation in the classrooms are important. The former depends on the teacher's knowledge as well as understanding, and the latter depends on his skill in storytelling as well as the dramatization part. So this depends that what kind of techniques can be adopted by the teacher while going through the using the storytelling teaching method. So, why stories are important? Dr. Herbert has said that it helps in various ways to the students, like it grabs children's attention whenever they are not paying attention. And if you announce that you are going to tell a story, a true story, or in a playful manner, you are going to teach them through a story, so it will grab their attention. Children will find out, try to find out about more about these stories, more about these events, or they will try to understand the words or the vocabulary which you are using. So there are certain words and vocabulary which are used while teaching history. So it takes children on a journey at what would have happened, because it is purely based on imagination. Children make the most of the language which you are using. So it gives intense experience without actually having lived through them, because no one could have lived in a jungle, sea, world, or any event or accident which has happened earlier, but they can experience the intensity. They can experience, they can feel. So it gives them sense of the real world. So they develop social senses also, according to the rules of the society at that time. So they increase their vocabulary. Lexically they are dense based on the language. They are the powerful source of imagination. Stories can lead the children towards creative thinking than writing. Stories can make your class more communicative. Stories can be more helpful to make a child confident, because he now understands everything. He has understood the concept. He's not just cramming it but trying to understand the concept. It can introduce cultural activities. It builds moral values in an interesting way. It enhance public speaking skills. It reduce stage fear, because we can involve our students also in that story. So we need to make our stories exciting and fun. So what are the tools of the storyteller? That is, the biggest tool is the voice. The voice modulation you have to take care of. Then the body, the gestures which you are making in the class while narrating an incident or a story. So that has to be taken care of. Then the face, you have to give certain expressions also. So you cannot make a serious face every time while narrating any story. So you have, it depends on the story which you have chosen. The imagination, you have to stimulate the imagination power of the students sitting in your class. Enthusiasm, the story must be told with the great enthusiasm, the spirit, and also you want your students, your audience to be interactive with you, cooperate with you. For that, you have to, do some extra work behind making these stories exciting. So these are basically the elements of story. Like, first of all, you will start your story with the background. So this includes the introduction of the characters and the setting. So then action will be told by you, the rising action. So this includes the events leading up to the main problem or the conflict. So the main issue which you are going to tell your audience. Then the climax or the result. This is when the problem reaches a high point. So where the students, imagine that what would have happened at this stage? What could have happened at this stage? Then the falling action. This is when the characters work to solve the problem or conflict. So now, after making the part of the story, the elements of story, now you will move towards that how the problem which came up through at that time, what was the solution, how the rulers carried out the solution. Then the resolution. This is how things end up in the stories. So you have to begin a story with in a proper manner, and you have to end the story also with a proper manner. So there should be a moral of the story also. So it should not be wasted. So there should be a learning objectives based for which you have chosen certain events in the form of a story. So the plot of a great story includes a starting point, quickly setting up the story. So you have to develop gradually the interest among the students. An interesting dilemma or conflict, that what happened, how we have heard many times stories like when the wars took place. The If we talk about the rulers, the Rajput rulers who used to live in such forts, who were which were so strong that no enemy could enter directly. So you need to set up the background of the story, the conflict which the rulers were going through, that the enemy is sitting outside their fort, and they have a shortage of food in the fort. Now the people are dying without food. Now what will happen? So this is the dilemma of the ruler, that whether he should go out a fight in spite of the low resources, or he has to stay in the fort for his own safety. So what he will do? So you have to develop some interest in that. Then how the journey continued and how the conflict was resolved, the climax, the resolution, and what the lesson was learned. As a history student, you need to teach them that if you have to understand history, you have to consider the various facts, the various aspects which took place. So, and based on that only you will reach out to the conclusion. For this, we can involve our audience in that. So it is not only a one way technique. It should interact audience. It should involve the audience also. So these are certain easy steps to create a great story. You need to create certain characters. You have to give them the name. Make your storytelling big or small. It can be a small part, a small event, or you can tell them in a intense way. Have fully control on your facial expressions. Otherwise, you will not be able to convince your audience. Talk with your hands. This is very important, and this is naturally a gift of a teacher, that they talk with their hands only, even without telling a story. Create a storytelling atmosphere. So for that, a beginning should be very good. Win the audience with the first line. So for this, you have to be prepared with the things, so that the audience are interested in become interested in your storytelling session. Tell the story with feeling. It is very important. Involve the audience in the story, and slow down for the ending. So if you are telling a story about the Indian national movement, the biggest sacrifices which have been done by the great personalities, you have to bring such emotions that you are also feeling that those emotions. Then you are going to teach them to your students, so they will also uh, you have to develop a curiosity among them. They will also try to find out. They will also develop those emotions in them. So this is actually an art. So you have to master the storytelling fundamentals, that you have to engage your audience. It's not you only goes on speaking in the class. Build the scene. build some tension by giving some points, or release tension by giving them the solutions. Focus on what's important. So for with this you can tell them that what kind of things you should consider and what you should neglect. Keep the flow logical. Just as we have discussed, there are three kinds of stories, so we have to go on with the true stories, with true facts. So make it feel conclusive. There should be an ending to it. So this is how stories goes on. So we can give certain activities, we can create certain activities related to stories so that our audience are involved in it. So you can tell stories while children draw it. They can boost up their artistic abilities. You can prompt questions after exit you have told story. So for that you can they will be aware, they will make note of everything important which is important, so that you can evaluate whether they were listening attentively. So for example, you can tell them a story of zero. How was zero discovered? What were the situations which led to the uh, invention of the zero? Yes, this is very advantageous teaching method, but there are certain limitations also. So it usually encourages exaggeration of facts, which create misconception and wrong ideas in the pupils. So this depends on the careful selection of the stories and the facts by the teacher, and this can be done away with. It sometimes minimizes the importance of personalities and shows even the historical characters as mythical and frivolous sometimes. So this has to be justified by the teacher, that why they are showing certain character in a negative manner or a certain character in a positive manner. So in this way, this depends totally on the personality of the teacher, that how they are going to narrate the story, in what manner. The storytelling method is not found suitable for teaching history to the students of higher classes. So this must be kept in mind of the teachers, that what teaching methods are suitable for the lower class students and what teaching methods are suitable for the higher class students. Well, we can say that stories are favorite for of everyone, whether irrespective of any age. So we can make use of storytelling in higher classes, but with more careful arrangement or planning by the teacher. So the role of teachers is very much important in storytelling technique, as we have already discussed that the success of this method largely depends upon the teacher. So he must be a good storyteller, imaginative, and as well as a very resourceful, actor. He must be a knowledgeable person with deep historical background. So for that, the teachers have to work on their subject content knowledge. They have to find out various facts. They cannot just narrate the myths in the class. So they have to have a keen sense of honor and sympathy for various characters which they are going to narrate in their class. So our historian, Mr. Ghate, has aptly remarked that storytelling is an art, and probably a real storyteller is like a poet. He's born, though unlike a poet, he can also be made by effort. So the history teacher in charge of little children should try by all possible efforts to become a good storyteller. And this is not very much difficult. Describing the requirements of a good storyteller, Ghate has rightly suggested that first, he should enjoy telling stories, and the children must feel that he enjoys telling them stories. You cannot enjoy doing a thing unless you get rid of self-consciousness. So by force, you cannot enjoy anything. If you love your audience, if you love your students, you must try to be one of them. You should understand that if you were in place of them, how you must be understanding, how you will pay attention. So learn to laugh with them and enjoy the events or any kind of joke with them. Next thing is, the history teacher must possess wide and deep sympathies for the persons about whom he is talking. If he's talking about Rani Lakshmi Bai, he has to show certain expressions regarding that. If he's talking about our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, then he has to have a certain sympathy and the expressions, right, correct expressions for this great personality. So now, in order to be able to have sympathies with persons who lived in the past, you must be able to understand their way of life, their feelings, etc. So in this kind of technique, the teacher has to be involved in a intense manner. The teacher should have knowledge of the past accurate and in a widely manner. So teacher cannot enter into the feelings of a person unless he knows and understands him. So he must also be a good actor and able to modulate his voice, create humor sometimes, crack jokes, and introduce lively description through actions and gestures. So it is thus hard to get a real storyteller and a scholarly teachers in the same persons. So this is very difficult sometimes because few teachers, do not take initiative or do not make efforts, so they cannot be forced to do so. So this is the reason maybe we can say that the teachers seldom or randomly use this kind of storytelling technique. So in the modern technology age, if we talk about storytelling technique, so for the students of 21st century, the teacher can use digital storytelling, and for this they can make use of various multimedia like the text, audio, images, voice, animation, anything. So there are various kinds of apps available online on which the students and teachers both can develop certain stories. So it depends on the teacher that they choose or create media correctly, and they can prepare storyline, or they can prepare projects so that the students are also involved, and this will lead to a digital story. So, what is digital story exactly? It is the modern expression of the ancient art of storytelling. So, this is, in the time of information and communication technology, it is a digital word has been added with the word storytelling. So, it is a modern expression. So, throughout history, storytelling has been used to share knowledge, wisdom, and values. So, stories have taken many different forms. Stories have been adapted to each successive medium that has emerged from the circle of the campfire to the silver screen, and now we can see to the computer screen. So these are the new skills for a new age. We need to learn, access, evaluate, use different forms of information, develop critical thinking, fluency with various tools, collaborate. The teacher and students need to collaborate with various tools available online, work successfully as a team, demonstrate cross-cultural awareness, communicate the complex ideas in a simple manner. Create something innovative should be done. Use various forms of media when presenting ideas, and nowadays a teacher has to be well versed in various kinds of technical tools. So but they cannot just copy and paste and show these kind of stories in digital world, but they have to take care of the originality. So they can develop certain problem solving activities also among the students. So these are the four components of digital storytelling, that is the elements, media, process, and programs. First of all, we will discuss about the elements. That is, these are the elements of digital storytelling, like in the traditional storytelling part. In the digital storytelling, also we need to have a point of view, questions based on which we have to prepare a story, the content. Here also we can take help of various medias and tells a story in our own voice, or we can take help of online tools, the soundtrack, if the audio you have incorporated in your digital storytelling. Economy should be taken care of, like the saving of time and also money. Pacing, how to move forward while telling a story in the class while using the digital platforms. So what kind of media you are going to use? So it should be properly used, and various resources can be used. Like in a single works may be used in their, entire storytelling technique, but no more than 5 images, so in this way, we cannot, extend or stretch our stories with just a small part of things. So on the website Flickr, we can go through certain pictures which are not copyrighted, which we can use freely. So we have to take care of that. More image resources are available here. We can make use of audio. So students can also, make use of various resources of audio, and these are certain online apps or through which you can make use of inculcation of the audio in your storytelling. Then video, you can include that also. Then the process part. So how will you go through the digital storytelling? So you have to prepare a proper script, because you will be showing it through various apps, so they want a proper script. And you will collect various assets, the facts, you will prepare a storyboard, then you will draft it, edit and finalize. So you cannot just show anything with fault, wrong on your screen. And then you can publish and share with your students, or you can keep it online so that anyone can go through. So these are the various tools for digital storytelling, and for this we can use number of resources which are available online, like the Photo Story, Voice Thread, Extra Normal, Glogster, Animoto, Mixbook, or the Movie Maker. So with the help of these kind of tools, an effective digital storytelling can take place. So this is how the pieces can be assembled by the teacher, by taking care of the 4 aspects of the digital storytelling, that is the elements, media, process, programs. So with this, we come to the end of the topic, and these are the references which you can go through if you want to prepare an effective storytelling session, whether the digital storytelling or whether you are using in a traditional way. So you can go through various references, and these are the national and international references. And if you will look on the internet, you will find out that various international storytelling has been an important teaching method at international universities and international schools. So now we will move on to our evaluation questions. And the first question is, which are not the mainly 3 types of stories? The options are true stories, myths, legends, or the environment. And the correct answer is the environment, because we have already discussed that the 3 types of stories are the true stories, myths, or legends. Next question is, identify the wrong elements of digital storytelling. So we have gone through the wrong elements, the elements of digital storytelling. The options are point of view, social ideas, voice, or the soundtrack. So here we can see the wrong answer is social ideas, because we go through various elements like the audio part, the voice, the point of view, the content. But social ideas is not, the mainly the element of digital storytelling. So the next question is, plot of a story includes. The first option is a starting point, quickly setting up the story, a conflict, no ending, or none of the above. So the plot of the story, what the story is about. So you have to make it impressive at the beginning statement, the first statement. So the correct answer is, plot of the story includes a starting point, quickly setting up the story, quickly setting up the atmosphere, so that the audience, get ready to go through this journey of storytelling by the teacher. Question number 4 is, as a learning tool, storytelling can encourage students to. Options are explore their unique expressiveness, can heighten a student's ability to communicate thoughts, both A and B, or none of the above. So here we can see that as a learning tool, both A and B is the correct answer, because they will be able to express themselves, they will be able to communicate their thoughts, because it will be, stimulate their critical thinking level. Then the next question is, it is important to involve the dash in the story. Options are parents, audience, international level, or audio tools. So what is important to be involved in the story? So this we have discussed. The correct answer is audience. So for them only, for our students of the class, the audience which are sitting in our class, for them only we have prepared the story. So it is very important to involve them. So there are many benefits of involving them, because if they are not interactive with us, so that this will be, a wastage of our energy. So you cannot just sit still in the chair. You have to make use of voice modulation, the rhythm of the story. For this you have to take help from the audience, and you can make use of various props or various kinds of teaching aids. You can make use of digital tools for telling the story, and with this we can involve our audience. The next question is, the story must appeal to the dash of the students. The option are senses, intelligence, handwriting, or tools. So the correct answer is senses, the sense organs of the students. That must be stimulated while teaching a story. They must be aware and attentive while listening to the story. So they must not feel bored, or they forget the facts which you are telling them. So this is not only based on fun, but it is also an educational technique which you are using. So the story must not be for the passing time in the class. So it should stimulate the senses of the students. Next question is, dash is one of the most important non-verbal ways to connect with other people. So if you have to, confidently do anything, or if you have to, alert your audience. So for this, what kind of non-verbal gesture you need to do in your class while taking this kind of session? The options are environment, greenery, eye contact, or touch. So the most important non-verbal ways is to maintain eye contact. And with this, the students, the audience will always be engaged with you at that time. So the next question is, every part of the dash must be essential to the ending. So every part of a what? The options are cartoon, animation, story, or none of the above. So the correct answer is story. So every part of the story is very much important, and it is essential till the story is ended by the teachers. So every part is important. Next question is, due to lack of requisite skills and motivation on the part of dash, storytelling as a medium of instruction has been ignored. Now, we have discussed certain limitations in this kind of method. The options are students, management, teachers, or principal. So here, the main part which is lacking on the behalf of is the teachers. If they do not have the requisite skills, or they do not have the motivation to go through this kind of technique, make use of this kind of technique, so for this, they try to ignore, because it is time taking, it takes their energy. It makes them to use some innovation while telling a story in the class. So the teachers they lack certain skills, so they have to develop that. The last question is, dash is the modern expression of the ancient art of storytelling. So the options are musical storytelling, digital storytelling, analogy storytelling, or the black storytelling. So here, what we are asking is, what is the modern kind of storytelling technique? So that is the digital storytelling, where we are making use of various online platforms. There are hundreds of online platforms, and many of the platforms are freely available to the teachers and the students. And these are specially prepared for the education purpose, and for basically for for history, it will be more beneficial. So the digital storytelling is the modern expression of the ancient art of the storytelling. So the correct answer is digital storytelling. And with this, we come to the end of the class. Thank you very much, and we will see you in the next class.